I think the greatest person of all, in my opinion, is what people do, Louis Armstrong, of course, down here. Alan Tuesday, we just nominated for Grammy Award with Elvis Costello. Jelly Roll Wolf, the piano player. These so many people you wouldn't know their names, but early rock and roll, like Mother Ringdog, glorious person on there. People who do, going to the chapel, we're going to be married, personality, naughty was started, all. Pat Domino, hopefully everybody knows Pat Domino. Sometimes I can get people to know Pat Domino. So if you heard of Elvis Presley as the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley said that Pat Domino was the father of rock and roll. A couple months ago, so we had to have a good party. We thought we'd already had community ground. A couple of days later, he popped to the surface. And he was living his way from his home, and took his house to Billy Hill. It was a very poor neighborhood, made millions of dollars, like Louis Armstrong. He was into New York, he had to leave in New Orleans, but he didn't have much money. Just stayed in the poor neighborhood with his friends and all that. So, I don't think you know all these people, but he's music everywhere. Here's a young Louis Armstrong in the 1920s in Chicago, creating the jazz age. Let's a little more about music. First of all, I'm going to give you this map. This is a satellite map of the city. Okay, this is very accurate because it's a satellite map. And where you walk, this is the French Quarter. We're out here, right on the edge of the French Quarter, is where the cemetery is and where we are. This is the Superdome, which has been rebuilt. This is the Convention Center, which has been rebuilt. This is City Park, one of the largest and oldest parks in the country. It's huge. It flooded terribly with chest high water. A lot of the trees were destroyed. So all the grass is being cut now by volunteers to show up on Saturday morning. They call themselves the Mow Wrong. And their slogan is weeding by example. Oh. This is the Fairgrounds racetrack where we have winter racing. But in the end of April, beginning of May, there's something called the New Orleans Jazz Festival. Maybe someone heard about it. It's not just jazz, but Cajun, Zydeco, gospel, blues, and jazz, old and new jazz, and rock and roll. This past year, we got all kind of huge recording on it. Lakeview and so on. Okay, now, you've heard of the lower ninth floor. Is that where y'all did work or where?
I think that's where we are.
Do you know what street or whatever?
Andrew.
Andrew Street? Okay. Okay, you're up in here somewhere, I think. I get a little confused myself. Okay, yeah, the lower ninth floor is up in here. The upper ninth floor is up in Musicians Village, which is being Musicians Village you might have heard about. Harry Connick Jr., Lincoln Ransom Marsalis, Habitat Humanity. Up in here, they've rebuilt about 150 homes so far. Brad Pitt has an organization called the Pink House, whatever they call it. Now, raised money to build 83 more houses up in here. But this is not the only area that's flooded. Other than this little strip along the river, which is the old city, hugging the high ground of the river, all of this flooded. But from TV, you get the idea it was only the lower ninth floor, and like conspiracy against the poor black people. So when you live here like I did, you're a little upset. No, it affected everybody. Poor, working class, middle class, black, white, young, old, little. So my house is right over here, and we have chest high water through there. All of this flooded. All of this flooded. Again, I'm not making a racial comment. I mean, you people are making something like that. Now, up in this area, you got millionaires. We don't have a whole lot of black middle class. So we got, like, say, some doctors, lawyers, business people, but also say the guys who work in all the saints and Aaron Neville, the Neville brothers, Alan Toussaint, millionaires. These million-dollar homes that flooded. So it did affect these people. Down here is called St. Bernard Parish, which is a working-class blue-collar community. We water to the rooftops. We got about 20,000 people back in the house. On this side, it's an outflow. But the high ground is close to the river. The original city, just the French Quarter, which we're about to see, from the 1720s. That's when the streets of the French Quarter laid out, the 1720s. It took 100 years until 1820 until we filled this stuff to overflow the French Quarter. Then in 1835, the streetcar, the train, the trolley, they went on St. Charles Avenue, which would be along here. Can I say the radio on there? It's 1835. The high ground is hugging the river. The river will overflow in the spring with the snow melt. Not every year, but many, many times over many, many years. When the water would recede from a river flood, like the bed of an island, what was up behind was another thick layer of the rich silt of the muddy Mississippi. So the high ground is actually right next to the river. Natural weather, got higher and higher and higher. As you come away from the river, and we're now about 7, 8 blocks away from the river, you're coming down here. Very slowly, you can't even see it. It used to be right beyond the French Quarter, right beyond where the streetcar runs, it was swampy, marshy ground. But then beginning about 100 years ago, we started building a system of drainage, with pumps and pumping stations, canals and levees. And we started building towards Lake Pontchartrain. The problem with Hurricane Katrina was it would break through the levees. That means 3 canals, here, and the water came gushing in, and Lake Pontchartrain came up 12 feet. There were not sufficient floodgates, and the canals were weak. The levee didn't really break. The levee goes up like a bell curve. But the canal walls, some of the canal walls collapsed. And like here and here, there were not sufficient floodgates. And then it held on this side, which is the suburbs, but not on the city side. So they did get some water like along here for a while, but went down. Again, hugging the rivers to high ground. The airport's over here. When Louis Armstrong would have made 100 years old, on August 4th of 2001 is when we renamed the airport Louis Armstrong International Airport. And now every weekend surrounding his birthday, coming up the first weekend in August, we're going to have coming up our 8th annual National Summer Festival. And it's a great thing to go. So, okay, so other than the old city existed for 200 years. It took 200 years to develop here. Then in the last 100 years, while we built Orleans, we go back to where Wichita. I don't know how much what the size of the city was 100 years ago, 200 years ago, but most of the growth is in the last 50, 100 years. So for the United States, the world is pretty old. 1720, those times were.
And this was taken before Katrina?
That's a good question. I don't really know.